Yo, 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 it's your man E. Smitty, Real Food Podcast, Mind, Body, and Grub. Shout out That Feeling Podcast Network. Always question the answers. That's the catchphrase. Just in case y'all don't know, that's the catchphrase. Always question the answers. Um, Back at you again, man. We had a great night last night. My man, the legendary MC music man. Now call him a producer too. We can call him a playwright. Now, Master Ace. We had a great conversation. Totally enjoyed it. And I'm back at you again. I'm back at you again. This I saw ahead of myself and released the because like right now this is streaming. It's on my Real Food Facebook page. It's on the Dat Feeling podcast YouTube page, and it's on the Dat Feeling podcast Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in this right now, but I'm going to be officially releasing this to all the platforms. It'll be coming out next Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I got ahead of myself. It was different. You know, my day for the podcast network. And shout out everybody, man. And I apologize to my people, but we have a day where everybody drops. You know what I'm saying? We try for everybody to get to the fullest exposure, and boom, I kind of dropped the ball, but everybody's cool with it. We got it back on track, and I got a very very special guest tonight. I don't even want to say his name. I don't even want to say his name right now. I don't even want to say his name right now. I want to wait till. Look, matter of fact, we're in the appetizer section. I ain't gonna be here too long. I want to say his name right before I get to the main course. But check this out. Let me do the particulars right here. Let me do the particulars. Yo, subscribe to Dat Feeling Bandcamp at www.datfeeling.bandcamp.com. You can hear music from myself, E. Smitty, DJ 110, MRKSX, Wizards Beast, Clint Taylor, Normalized Growth, which is Clint Taylor and MRKSX. You got some itis music up there, which is me and Clint Taylor. Oh man, group albums, singles, man. It's a pretty impressive catalog, man. Buy, please. Excuse me. If you want to get some perks on some things, join the DFPN Patreon at www.patreon.com/thatfeelingpodcast. Patreon is we have paying subscribers who they get podcasts early. We do cash giveaways. We do prize giveaways. We have game nights, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's the perks. And I say that no matter if you're paying or not, we want to give you the best quality and everything. But at the same time, man, if you're paying that dollar, that hard-earned dollar that you go out and get, hey, man, why not? You should get stuff first and you should get perks. And if you want to support even more, go to the DFPN merch available at Teespring. Go to www.teespring.com and search for Dat Feeling Podcast. You can get t-shirts, hats, hoodies. You can get gun silencers, assault. Whoa! My bad. No, we don't have that. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you can get a lot of stuff, man. Support the brand. We appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna throw this in right here. Yo, support your guy on my own personal thing, esmitty1.com, and get some merch from there too. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is the appetizer section. This is the appetizer section. But check this out. Appetizer's done. Appetizer's done. I'm gonna say this a little bit, and we're gonna get into this. I was just talking to my man. We were trying to figure some things out, man. He's way more. I found out he's way more tech savvy than I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to turn him on to people to, maybe you can hit up my man. Shout out my man Eddie Jones, man. What up, Eddie? What it do? What it do? We're gonna talk about all this type of stuff when I get him in here. But man, like, yo, man, I think I can. I think I'm more tech savvy than my man. But look, Eddie, don't trip, bro, because trust me, I am not that guy. But we figured some things out, man. And this dude right here, man, I've grown to appreciate him in more ways than he probably don't even know. And it's not just because of what he can do, what he brings to the table. But we've been trying to get this thing together for a minute, and got everything together, man. And honestly, I think it was more so on my part, man, because I be dealing with a whole bunch of shit, man, and this and that, this and that. I'm always gonna make time, but right now feels like the perfect time. So I'm gonna bring in this main course right here, and I was wondering why. That I released episode 98 last night with Master Ace, and I was like, "What the fuck happened? What happened to 97?" Oh yeah, by the way, man, feel free to, you can curse and do, what I'm saying, we're not gonna be degrading anybody, but feel free to be who you are, brother, when you come up in here. But I was like, what happened to 97? Damn, fuck, 97. 97 was, I got married to my ex-wife in 97. Goddamn, that's what happened to 97. No, for real. Much love. Shout out Kelly Charles, man. Yo, still love this. What the fuck to 97? Damn. And then I'm saying it now. Episode 97. Because actually, we had set this up, I think, before we had the Ace. So he was 98. This is 97 right here, man. Chopping it up with the one and only, the man, Canada's finest. You know what I'm saying? One of Canada's finest, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, family, I got a lot of people there. I got a lot of good people there, man. And but one of Canada's finest and greatest we have tonight. You know what I'm saying? People are looking at him right now, whether it's 1 or 1,000. We got B1, the architect, in the building. What it do?
Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for having me on, man. Been a minute trying to get it together,
Come on,
but
man.
glad
yeah, man. Do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yo, B.
Yeah.
Could you let the people know? And B is fresh out of the gym. He's fresh out of the gym. He's getting ready. He's getting ready for Mr. Canada. He's getting ready for Canada. Mr. Canada. Yeah. He's getting ready for that competition. Yeah. He's getting ready. He ain't bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? He was doing push-ups on the bus. Like, that's how serious it is. Let's get busy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yo, B1, could you let the people, like, give them a little something, a background about who you are, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. So, producer, MC, audio engineer, video editor, basically everything from Canada, born in Montreal, moved up, lived in Toronto through childhood. Yeah, I was born in Montreal, but I don't speak French. I completely forgot all of it because I never fucking had to use it, right? So, so I don't know French. Don't ask me. And then I lived in Toronto most of my childhood, and then I moved to Oshawa, which is like Durham region, just an hour outside of Toronto, and I've been living there for most of my teenage and adult life. So that's what's up with me. And I've been doing music. I first got into it as an MC when I was like 18, just leaving high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a homie that I used to shout out my man Taylor. He was my boy in high school. He got me into actually like recording and everything. We bought a mic together. He was a producer. I was the MC. I ended up picking up production pretty quick. Within the first year of rapping, I was like, yo, let me hop on this little MPC real quick. And then within a year of doing that, I was like the main producer, and then I was eventually learned how to mix and master, and then I just ended up learning everything because I was like, I had the benefit of being able to work from home and have time. So I was like, I'm gonna learn every skill involved in the creation of music, so I never have to rely on anybody, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's a little background on where I came from.
Gotcha. Let me ask you, man. What was the because I know well, I will say this about you. We've had many conversations. We've traded music. You know, you check out some stuff I do, check out stuff you do. And I know that you have, which is beautiful. I love. I mean, to each his own when it comes to how they absorb music. You have the right to absorb music whatever way that you feel. But it's really dope to talk to people who they're really open-minded, and I've heard a whole bunch of stuff that's like, okay, yeah, oh, he has no boundaries. He takes it there. But we're talking about hip hop right now. What was the hip hop record that made you say? And I believe that everybody who is an artist, who's doing it, whether they're younger or older, anybody that's still doing this thing, there was a record that made them say, "Oh my God, I love this record." And what was the record that turned you out when it came to hip hop to where you like, man, I got to do something with this?
That's a good question, because I like when I was up until I would say I was like 14, 15, like in high school and shit, I was more of a metalhead, more into like progressive rock and metal and shit growing up. And then I got heavily into like Wu-Tang and the like kind of the really boom bap East Coast sound. But it was, I would say, the first record where I was like, I could see myself doing this, as opposed to just hearing it and being like, that's dope. It would probably be Biggie's first album, and like the first song on it, fucking Things Done Changed, I think it's called. The intro record to that album. And I remember I copped the record from the stores. Like one of the first albums I ever bought as like a teenager when I had my little fucking like first job and shit. And I remember I just bumped that in the car, and it was like just the way the production came in, all cinematic, and the storytelling of him telling like his upbringing and everything. I was like, oh, it like kind of me to like, oh, and you can tell your story through it. It doesn't just have to be like ignorant shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of a funny one, because like Biggie's album, like go a little deeper into it. He definitely gets a little ignorant too, but the fact that he tells his story in such like an authentic way, you know what I mean? And even the production style. That's true. So yeah, I think that's the first record that that was like, oh, I want to rap. But it's not necessarily like going back to it today. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it was the first one that like, okay, I could see myself involved in this in some way. But it was Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang, what I would say is like my first like hip hop love overall. It was like Wu-Tang's first couple albums, and RZA's production was like my shit personally, and Gangstar, of course. But those two were like the introduction for me to be like, oh, I can take this seriously. And then I started like I used to write poetry and shit all the time in high school. First time I ever wrote like a rap, I must have been 17 or 16 or something. But yeah, so that was, I would say that was my introduction for sure.
That's you named some really, really, really important people, you know, when it comes to this hip hop. And you know, happy 50th birthday to literally. And I know being the artist that you are, you probably thought about this too. Isn't it amazing that it's 50 years. It's celebrated 50 years. Of
Yeah.
being in existence. It's the youngest. It's the youngest genre of music yet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's the biggest. It's the biggest genre of music today. And to me personally, it doesn't have any ceiling. It doesn't have everything about life, everything encompasses hip hop. Now, me personally, to each his own, to each his own. Me personally, I don't get into, I know what I like. I don't get into this ain't the real shit, boom, boom, boom. To each his own. Let anybody do that. You know what I'm saying? Me personally,
Yeah.
and be whether I'm being the artist who is making it or being a listener, shit. Hip hop has so many faces. It has so many faces now. You know what you like. I know what I like. And I'm not here to tell anybody to be like, oh man, you can't say that. No, you can say what the fuck you want to say. You can. You really can. But
Absolutely.
I think it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time. Because now and I want to say this. I'm gonna say two things, and I want you to give me an answer to this. Have you ever been around people say like, man, this ain't the real stuff, and that and then they come back and they say, yo, I'm about to give you that real shit, and then you listen to them, be like, yo, you need to motherfucking practice, dog. Yo, you talking about this real shit, yo, you ain't that damn good either. Okay. And then the flip side of it, being the caliber of lyricist, boy. See, I can talk this shit when it comes to you. And I ain't saying you like you just I'm saying you because I know you. I ain't putting nobody else in the equation. I know what
Right.
you do.
Appreciate
I know
that, bro.
what you do. Yeah, I know what you do. I know what you do and how you get down. Have you ever seen somebody that talk that about this the real deal, and then when they say something like, and when you hear that, how does it make you feel?
Yeah, I've definitely had that. That, you know what was funny is like, I don't know if you had this experience, but whenever you first start rapping or like when you first start being like into music or whatever. So I was like 18, 19, right? So I was still going to like high school and college parties and shit. And people started finding out, oh, he's the dude that raps. And then people were like, oh shit, he's actually good at it. Because first there's that initial reaction, like, oh, you're the dude who raps. Everyone fucking raps. Who gives a shit? And then it's like the second stage is like, oh no, you're actually nice. And then the third stage is start yelling rhymes in your ears every time I see you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had that stage in my life when I was like 19 where people knew I wrote really well. So I would have all these aspiring like dudes I knew from high school and shit that are like, oh, I never told anybody, but like I rap too. And then like they try to take you aside at a party and like scream in your ear some shit and like it's like, yeah, I've had that experience many times for sure, and it's tough because I never want to shit on someone's dreams. And when I first started,
No.
I was terrible too when I started. So I never want to just be like, no, that's fucking garbage. But it's hard not to when someone's like at a party drunk yelling bullshit in your ear. So I've definitely had that experience.
Yeah. And you're right about that. I'm the same way. I'm one of the biggest like motivators with anything. You know what I'm saying? I've been given. I mean, I think it's like a. It was not like I say, like I told you, like we had a personal conversation in the last couple of days where I hit you up and I was like, bro, I never wanted to come off like I'm the end all do all and blah 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 because something happened that I thought was really really dope, and then I didn't assume that you was gonna be like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Really, I was saying like, yo, like man, Well, I say it like this. I hit you back the next day, like on some apology shit, like, yo, bro, I wasn't trying to do that because I respect you. I respect you. And at the same time, I respect you so much to the point, like, just in case you don't see it, no matter how this shit ends up, because who knows? I talk this podcast, and you can read tomorrow that I'm out of here. But I wanted to let you know that what you're doing, and what you're presenting to the world, because we're all in this journey and this struggle trying to be heard. But what you're doing, brother, you know what I'm saying? Somebody of and not saying that person, because that person puts on their pants the same way that we put on our pants, but this person is definitely of a high caliber. And he's yo. So I'm always checking myself. I'm gonna check myself before I check anybody. But I'll say this much, and I'm kind of going, and it's crazy. I having this, like, we're already almost 22 minutes in. I ain't got to no question. We just vibing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. We've done some music together, you know what I'm saying? We've done some music together. We've done Cold City, The Recipe. We've done some shit that y'all ain't heard yet.
Yep. I have a couple of crazy records that I got you on.
Oh man,
I'm just sitting on for the right moment because I want to have a nice cinematic video and everything. I'm not in a rush to drop those because I want to do them right. So yeah, we got some heat that we're just for the minute.
Yeah. And you know what? And I'm gonna say I feel so good about that and saying that it ain't because I really believe that it's a never ending story. It's a never ending journey with this music. Shout out my man Double Profit, one of Canada's own. When I was up in Canada, shout out Shy to Beat Yoda. When I was up there, he came through. He was talking to the dude. He brought a dude with him. He was like, yeah, so and so and so. He was talking about me. He was talking to dude. He was like, yeah, man, dude, the dude is a workhorse, man. Boom, boom. I'm like, man, am I a workhorse? Okay. But I see what he's saying, and you're a workhorse. You're a workhorse. But I think there's a difference. You can do a lot of work and have no direction, but you can do a lot of work that has purpose. And I've seen that with you. I try to do that myself. I'll say this right here, and then I'll let you elaborate, and then we're gonna get to some questions. I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. You did them 1,000 push-ups on top of the damn bus while I was driving. I know you tired, dog.
Yeah, I'm all right. Well, it's the middle of my day. I'm good. So just keep going. Whenever. No rush.
I got you. But we did a song. It's out there. Shout out my man for not only being, like I said, he told you who he is, but not only being a great MC, dope ass producer, incredible mix, and he mix and master with the best of them, man. Because and it's been, and I can say that personally because everybody cannot mix my vocals. You know, I've come across some great ones now. But this dude picked it up like straight up, like he's a student of the game. But we got a song, a latest song, Cannot Say, that Absolutely. He mixed and mastered, sent it to him, and I was like, yo, why don't you put like a 12-bar verse on that thing? You know what I'm saying? Anything that I do, I think about it. It ain't, I'm just, no, boom. Cause I've listened to you more than enough times. I know where you can do it. I know where you can take it from a vulnerable place. You can take it from like I'm gonna spit some shit. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. And man, let me tell you something, yo. You talking about somebody what I understand when it comes to doing hooks and putting features of rhymes and stuff. It's a marriage. Beat, production, vocals, mix, master, boom, boom, boom. Compliment what's going on. This brother right here, man, look, man. One of my, I got a whole bunch of songs, man. This is one of my all-time favorite songs, period, that I've been involved with. And I appreciate you blessing it in so many ways, bro.
Absolutely, man. It was a pleasure. As soon as I heard the beat, I was all over it. Yeah, I loved it. Who produced it, by the way?
Killed it, bro. The cat. Well, let me say this. Let me say this first. The way I came about that beat, and I put it on IG.
Yeah.
And I put I put up there. I said it's the village, and the way that it happened, I was driving to work on a Saturday, and Watkins the General, who is a producer from North Carolina, shout out NC, that's where I'm from. He posted this album project, and it turns out that DJ Glib Styles, incredible DJ and producer.
I've never actually had a conversation with him personally, but he did scratches for me and Eddie on our new record that we're working on now, Underground Soul 2 follow-up. Yeah, and he did scratches for one of the. Oh, he absolutely killed it. It's one of my favorite scratch hooks I've heard in a minute. So shout out him. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him yet or having a conversation, but he's a dope DJ. So shout out.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I've never met him in person, but he's actually I got a series where I said was called Chilling at the Crib, Volume 1 and 2. He was the person. It's not a best of, but it's like, different songs. I sent him songs and he put it in a mix mode rather than one song play, go off, one song play, go off. He did it in a mix form. He did Volume 1 and 2, and then he did bars and the bass for my hip hop stuff. So yeah, never met him in person, but incredible, man. Incredible dude, man. Incredible dude for what he does. And man, so that's dope, man. That's some great news to hear.
Yeah,
all this good shit is spreading. That's beautiful, man. But man, well, what was I saying?
Talking about the record, can I say?
Can I say? Yeah. That song right there, bro. The way that you laid into your verse, and the way that you did the mix and master was just so incredible. Like I said, we have some joints, man. We got some joints. This one right here, man. This one right here, it's like, yeah. Like it's like, I love the fact that, because I don't like shit that's contrived. It feels so real in the way that you laid into that, man. Did you have like, yeah, man? Were you channeling? Who was you channeling when you wrote that verse?
Honestly, bro, the way I write, especially like it's different as I've grown as a writer. Like when I first started writing, it was more contrived in the sense that like I was trying to write the craziest, most complex shit, and I would like sit there and add in like rhymes. Nowadays, it's just so natural and organic that like you sent me a record. I heard the concept you were rolling with your neo soul kind of love track, and then I was like, I just took some ideas from what you were doing, and I just let the pen glide, bro. Like honestly, that's how I write nowadays. There's very little pre-thought going into it at all. But it's not to say that it's coherent and it's cohesive and it's like every verse is like a little story. But like it's just like whatever comes to my head. And I just want to give an honest answer because I don't want to be that dude who's like, oh yeah, I've studied this, and no, it's just like first thing comes to my fucking head, bro. I write. You can ask anybody too. I write fast as fuck. Like all our LRP shit back in the day, I showed up to the studio, bang my verse out in 10 minutes, and I'm waiting for everybody. So that's always how I.
There you go. Man, look, man. Shout out LRP, man. And for people who don't know, that's Lunch from Poets. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like I say, man, and I think, you know, we started out talking about how it took us a while for us to get to this point to do this sit down. But honestly, things work out the way they work out the way that they're supposed to work out. It wasn't time for us to talk.
I think we got a lot to talk about now because we worked together so much and we've heard so much of each other's music and we you know what I mean. There's a lot to bounce off of now over the relationship between us kind of grew over.
Well, that's true. That's true. I could have talked your ear off and asked you some questions way before it, but trust me, because you know, it's hard to meet. It's hard to meet, and I'm not looking for anybody, you know, when it comes to like, you know, and shout out to all the producers who you know are selling beats and stuff, you know, and that's get your hustle on, all that good stuff. Like I'm fortunate that I have so many great people around me that I don't have to deal with that. But I get the hustle, keep grinding. But at the same time, when it comes to me and you, it's not saying that you're better than nobody, I'm better than somebody, but it's a dope aspect of how everything comes together. Because when you listen to the records, you know, everybody's not gonna understand from a producer, engineer, MC who's on the record. They're not gonna understand. Please don't ask me why. They be like, what the fuck? What is the? You know, they ain't gonna get that. Right. They're not gonna get that. Yeah. You understood. You understood me. You understood me. You understood Eddie. You understand the chemistry that we all have. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say this, and I'm gonna get to some of these questions, but I'm blessed, and I want to say this to give you your flowers that I've done a lot of music, and I'm gonna keep doing a whole bunch of music. But I can say all these chapters that I went through, from trying to fit out to being in a play as a kid, singing, and like, how can I find a way to run out the back door and run home because I'm scared to get on the stage, to being 5 years old singing. My big mama put me in the choir to sing at 5 years old, 7 years old singing lead when my uncle got killed. He ran off a bridge. He was the bass player for the Smith Brothers gospel group, and to be a kid sitting in the living room in North Carolina, Zebulon, North Carolina, sitting in the den, and it's a mic sitting right there. 7 years old, and I see that mic, and I'm like, hey, and I heard myself, oh shit. And I said, hey, heard myself again. And my dad said, boy, get in here and sing. And I literally went in the room where they were trying to figure out how they're gonna do, because my uncle got killed on a Friday night. But he ran off the bridge on a Friday night. That next day, they was actually supposed to be doing the 1-year anniversary of the Smith Brothers gospel group. And so they trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Boom, 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 boom. My dad told me to come in there and sing. And a week later, I'm on a stage at Zebulon Elementary singing my part. I don't know how I remember the stuff, but I'm on my knee. I'm doing that. I had that high pitch for all that stuff. Boom. Two. Fast forward. Yeah. To fast forward to all that stuff is happening, and there's still more that's going to happen to where I can sit with this brother right here. Sit with this brother right here that I'm talking to right now and say that, wow, all that music that I've done and been a part of and been blessed to be a part of, I can say this dude right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many different songs that we done together that I can say, like, I am so thankful that I can say I was a part of that. I appreciate you, bro. I give you your flowers right now.
Appreciate you just as much, man. You're the go-to guy when I'm like, if I need someone on a record to sing or just add that sauce to elevate it to the next level. You're my go-to guy, period. Straight up.
Man, I got you, bro. I got you, man. I got you, man. I got you. Do you remember the first rhyme you said that you wrote?
Ooh,
remember?
No, I definitely wouldn't remember the details, but I remember like writing it. I remember being 17, high out of my fucking mind, and just like walking with my homies in the woods, like smoking a blunt or something. And they were like, yo, rap that little thing you wrote in class or whatever. And I just did it. I don't remember what the fuck it was. It was probably fucking terrible, but at the time I was blowing minds. So I don't know. They might have just been really high. I don't know, man. But they were fucking with it. So that's all I remember.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Your skill set is very high, bro. Well, let me ask you this right here. What was the rhyme? Because I mind. What was the rhyme that you wrote and you memorized that you was like, yeah, I got him with this one right here. And do you remember it?
Bro, it's tough for
that
me.
Rhyme. I'm talking about that rhyme.
I've written, like, honestly, from the time I started making music when I was like 18 to now. I'm 31 now, so I guess like 13 years that I've been involved in writing. Haven't been releasing music now, but that's a whole other story. But regardless, I honestly can't pinpoint a specific rhyme because looking back at it now, in my opinion, I wasn't even good at it until like I was like 25, 26. Right around when you is when I would consider myself like ready for public consumption. Because I like as much as I'm really good at what I do now and I'm confident in that, there was a long period of growth and behind the scenes. And like there were like back in the day, I probably had a rhyme that I wrote that at the moment I was like, this is crazy. I'm gonna blow people's minds. But then if I current me looking back on that rhyme now, I'd probably be like, fuck that shit. That shit's garbage. So you know what I mean? So, in terms of that kind of thing where it's like, oh, I know I got him with this one. It's tough for me because I literally write more than anybody I know. I've written thousands and thousands of songs, and I hardly ever memorize them. I only memorize a record when I am forced to because I'm going to perform it on stage. Other than that, I usually write my shit on my phone and I hop straight in the fucking booth, which is right fucking here, and I record. For sure. Yeah. So I just go Bennett, boom, and
for sure.
And it's one of those things where like every rhyme I write nowadays is the one. Back in the day, it was all ass. It was trash. But nowadays, it's like everything I write, I'm like, okay, that's the one because I'm confident in what I do now. But it's a really long growth period, and that's why I suggest to anybody just don't give up on it. If you want to be good at anything, you really have to stick to it, and grind your way through it, then, and compare yourself and study the great.
Yes, and you have to. You know what? I'm not even I'm not even going to say that you have to, but being an artist, I think it's a good thing to love what you're doing. You have to love what you're doing because for the most part, and Ace talked about this last night when I said something about if his daughter says something about wanting to be in the music. It's like she's like she just started as a freshman in an Ivy League school, like a really good school, pre-med and all that type stuff.
Oh, good for him.
It was like, for sure. But you have to love this stuff because it's gonna let you down. It's gonna let you down more so than not. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, if it was total, and trust me, I want to tour, I want to get the money, all that good stuff. Live my life doing music stuff that I love. But you gotta love the shit, man. You gotta love it, man. That's what keeps you going. That's what keeps you going. Yo, what's up? What's going on? I'm asking this real quick. What's going on with Lunchroom Poets? What are y'all doing?
I got a no comment that one just because I don't think there's anything going on. To be honest. Yeah, I feel. I can't speak for 6 people, and to be honest, I haven't been in touch much with a lot of them, so I just can't really say anything.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
I told you. No. I'm asking that from the perspective of I'm on the outside. I'm on the outside as a fan of music, and I know that y'all have. That's just like somebody asked me about what's going on with Soul Power. What's going and I'll be like
Right?
So we ain't tripping. But I'm asking that from a fan perspective, and one thing I do know is that and not saying that that's your case, but being in a group is it can be challenging, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, whatever happens, y'all done great stuff, we've done great stuff, whatever it is, what it is. But let me ask you this right here. You have been on a tear when it comes to releases and videos and music and stuff. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's pushing you? What's the purpose and what's pushing you to keep saturating the people with this great product?
That's a good question. I think, well, if you look at the trajectory of when I came out, which was like, I don't know when I first came in contact with you, must have been like 3 years ago or something, right? 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, not long before that, I put out my first solo record under B1 the Architect. I was 26 or 27, so around 2018. Mm-hmm. And then right away, within a year of putting out my first record, I had a couple people hit me up. I ended up winning a couple contests, met up with Stitch and shit. We formed LRP. And then that took up a lot of my time for like 2 years straight. So I was still dropping solo records in between. Like I dropped 2 or 3 albums during that period. But people were preoccupied with my involvement in the group. So that was kind of like the focus of everything, right? So and not only that, I was doing the video stuff and I was mixing all the mixtape tracks and I was like, you know what I mean? So I was doing a lot of behind the scenes work just to keep that group moving forward. And I was like doing the uploads and all that shit. So it was time consuming and it was like that was my focus for a little while. When that kind of fell apart with COVID and everything, we couldn't link up, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of went through a depressive period, honestly, where I just like was lacking the motivation to put out my shit. But as you know, I never stopped creating it. We've been making music since I linked up with you. So I just had a period, I'd say about 6 to 7 months ago, where I was like, if I'm going to take this seriously as like a potential career, I gotta find a way to reach new ears consistently. And so I just went on this I created the idea that I'm going to release a single every 2 weeks for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like for 1 year or 2 years, like as long as I can. And that's not even. I thought that was going to be tough to manage, but it's super fucking easy to do that because I have whenever I don't have a new record to put out, I have like 8 million finished records on my fucking hard drive that nobody's heard. So it's just
yeah.
It honestly just comes down to I thought about it and I didn't want to be that dude who's like the the best kept secret, like, oh, if you know kind of dude.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that, man. If I made great music, I'm gonna put it out there. So that's just how I look at it. A lot of it's already made, even like a couple years ago, and I'm going back now and remastering it, touching it up, maybe adding a feature. So it's not all brand new music by any means. It's stuff that I've been curating and working on over the years. It's just now's the time where I'm in my 30s and I got to take the shit seriously if I want to treat it as a career. And I figure the more that I put my music out there and let my voice be heard, let my music and my production be heard, the more people are going to come to me for services as well. You know what I mean? Because I do mixing and mastering and video and all that as a big part of my income. So the more I'm putting myself out there, gaining new fans, people are hearing my shit, the more that people hit me up for my services as well. It's kind of like it's a cycle. So I'm just trying to build up steam as both an artist, as an engineer, as everything that I do, and just trying to encapsulate it all and kind of create that brand recognition where people hear B1 the Architect and they associate it with consistency, quality. You get your shit back quick. He treats you well. Like, I'm just trying to create that solid brand.
Yeah. You got it, bro. You got it. And I can attest to that. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
I'm all in the mix. Yeah, I'm all in the mix of all of that. You know what I'm saying? You bring a lot to the table, bro. You bring a lot to the table. One of the favorite lines that I heard for the year is the line that Ace said on that certificate with shout out Marco Polo, that Coast Contra record certified. He said, man, you got to bring more to the table than your hunger. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring more, and see, that's the thing too. And I'm glad that we're talking about this. That's the thing too, man, because look, this is the thing that people have to understand, that even when you see somebody who's quote unquote connected with somebody who looks like they're doing a whole bunch of stuff, or somebody that you like, oh, I know they don't, man, everybody is hustling, trying to get to another step. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's hustling. And see, that's why I always go back to, you have to love this thing, because if you didn't love it, you'll be done with it. Yeah, you're smart enough. You're smart. Yeah. You're smart enough to get a great paying job. A great paying job doing something.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You can do that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Tajay from Souls of Mischief. They've been putting out a lot of videos, you know, talking about this, you know, who they felt, you know, the dopest this, but he did a post on Instagram where he said, I've always had a job. He said, even with doing, the Souls of Mischief completed a 93 city tour to celebrate 93 Till Infinity, which I feel is one of the songs that it needs to be in the Smithsonian. You know, like that song right there is, oh man, hip hop royalty. You know, timeless record, man. And for me, that record, and I know I'm jumping, but for me, I love what they did. But it's how that motherfucker comes on, man. The sample Doom, 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 doom. Oh my God. And I found out some years back that A Plus, I thought it was Domino, but A Plus actually produced that shit, and he's one of the dudes that rhymes on that. But he said, like, yo, I've been having a job since day one, since I've been doing Souls of Mischief. So,
Right.
the facade of hip hop and the marketing of hip hop and what or bad, it's like, diamonds and furs. And yeah, that's cool too. It's a lot of people that's get, well, I ain't say a lot of people that are getting that. But the majority of people still had their jobs. They had jobs, doing this, doing that to make ends meet. But it doesn't make you less of a person that you have a job, but you're going out on tour for 2 months and boom, you come back to your job.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's an understanding now.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do in this game to survive. Like it's not easy for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're signed to a label, you like whatever you are, you have to put up a lot of money. You got to put a lot of time investment. It's not easy, and people got to still hold down. A lot of people still hold down a regular job while they're building their career, right? So, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And speaking of building.
Yep.
Building. Where did B? I'm guessing B is for Brent, but where did B1, the architect, where did that come from, bro?
Good question. So it's pretty simple. Like my last name is spelled Blay1. It's not pronounced Blay1, it's pronounced Blayon. But I had my homie back in the day, Taylor, who was my producer at the time. We were just trying to think of names, and we had like a group name called the Passengers, and I didn't have a solo name. So when I started releasing solo records, or wanted to, I didn't have a name. So I was like, yo, shoot me a name. I don't know what the fuck to pick. So he was like, yo, let's just flip your last name, B-1. And I was like, oh, that's actually fire. But then, so at the time, I released a bunch of stuff just under B-1. But it was like only on SoundCloud. This was back in the day when distribution wasn't so easy to get a hold of. You had to pay money per upload and all that. So back in the day, I wasn't taking it that serious yet. I just had some YouTube stuff and some SoundCloud stuff. But it wasn't until 2018 or 2017 when I developed the architect side of it, where I was like, so at that point, I was a full-fledged producer. Back when I was B-1, I was just an MC who was like dabbling in production. When I became B1 the architect, it was like I added the architect because I was like, what do I do that makes me unique? And it was like construction. It was like musical construction. I put the pieces together. I put, I'm designing the blueprints and shit. Like I'm putting it all together. And I felt like that's what separated. I felt like that was kind of like what separated me from other MCs is because even when I sit down to, like, I'm a big album guy, which is ironic because I just explained that I'm doing like single releases every 2 weeks. That's not really by choice. That's just how it works nowadays. But personally, I'm a big.
It's part of the climate.
Yeah, it's the climate. Exactly.
It's part of the climate.
Yeah. But yeah, like personally, I'm an album guy. I like to construct a body of work. That's my thing. So I always thought of myself similar to how an architect sits there and draws a blueprint and you see the whole big picture and then you add all the pieces and it comes together. That's how I look at it, like an album. Like I'm looking at the ideas and the themes and the story it's going to tell and how it's going to like progress. And I have that all mapped out before I even put the pieces in. So that's where the architect side of it comes from. And also in a more simple sense, I just needed something. I needed something to add on to B1 because B1 had there's other B1s. Like there's a dude, collaborator with Cool G Rap that I was unaware of when I originally picked that name. So he's actually there's a B1 that's boys with Cool G. So I was like, I need to add something to that name to make it unique. So when you look up B1 the Architect, there's not some other dude popping up and shit. So that's
sure. For sure. That's dope, and that makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
There's definitely there's many E Smitties, but it's definitely it's a producer out there that's named E Smitty who I actually hit him up on Instagram like 3 years ago, just to be on some like yo peace, But he's like he actually produced for Coogee Rap and yeah, he done some things and stuff, but you know how that goes, man. Like everybody has
Yeah, absolutely.
ideas original. You feel me?
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough with names nowadays. There's so many artists and trying to find something entirely unique.
Yeah.
In your case, I feel like you're entirely entitled to that name because it's a play off your actual name. So, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Did I ever you know the story about how I got that name? You know that story?
No, tell me. I'm curious.
Real quick. My man MRK.
Yeah.
We used to we worked out together for years, at least 4 years. We used to go to the gym together, and
Nice.
I at that time I was going by my government Smith, and one day, man, we're in the gym, and I want to say that we was walking to a machine to work out, or we was walking. I think we was walking to a machine to work out.
Right.
He said, "Yo, bro, man, you ever thought about calling yourself E Smitty or something like that?" And I swear, B, I was on some disrespectful shit. That's my man. I love my dude. I was on some disrespectful shit when he said that shit. When he said that to me, I didn't even look at him like, nah. I didn't even look at him, dog. I was looking straight ahead. I said, hell no.
That's hilarious.
I said, hell no. I said, nah, bro. I said, no, that ain't me. Because I went from, my first name was Easy E. Believe it or not, it was Easy before Easy
right.
E.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I got it out of a book. I got it out of a book, and boom, I stole that name, but I never felt comfortable with it. And then my name was Sable. I changed my name to Sable.
Right.
And after that, it was like when I was getting, because I never, for me to have a name, like I really didn't like Easy E. Sable was cool, but I was like, man, I cannot do a name that I can live with. And
right.
So I went by my name, Emerson Smith, for a long time. And one day I just woke up and I was like, E Smitty. It felt right to me. And I hit him up. I hit Mark. I was like, MRK, I hit him up. I said, yo, bro, thank you. I'm gonna take that name. And now that's who I am. I'm fucking E Smitty, goddammit.
Yeah, no, it works. I think it suits you very well. So shout out MRK
Thank
for
you,
that.
Bro. For sure. Bro, I'm not gonna hold you too much longer. And like I say, once again, man, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna ask you this right here too, right, real quick though. How did you and Eddie link up, man?
I actually think it must have been around the same time I met you, maybe a little sooner that I met Eddie. Right around when I started doing the LRP thing in 2019 or like late 2018, around there. Basically, this all happened really rapidly. Like I was a nobody. Nobody knew who the fuck I was going into 2018, and then I put out my first record. I started like getting involved a little bit in the local scene because up until that point, I just stayed out of everything. I just fucked off, minded my business, and just made my music. But I didn't really put it out. I didn't try to get involved with shows and the scene and everything. But 2018 happened. I put my record out. I won some contests. People started to hear my name and know who I was, and was like, "Oh shit, he's dope." So Eddie just hit me up. I think it was after the first couple LRP videos dropped, and Eddie hit me up and he's like, "Yo, you're super dope." And then we just chatted it up, and he told me about his history, and he's been in the industry a lot longer than I have even. and he used to be a show
Yeah.
promoter, and he ran a label and all this shit. So we chopped it up, and we just had a lot of like similar understanding and respect for the craft and for hip hop. And right away we just got along well. And and then not long after that, we started working on our first record together, which was called Freedom. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
So that was around 2019, I'd say. We linked up, and it developed pretty quickly. We just became homies and started working on music right away. Connected with his people, he connected with mine, and we just went from there.
Yeah, y'all. It seems like, and that's crazy when with music, because it seems like y'all went to high school together or something, man. Like y'all attack the hip. You know what I'm saying? How y'all rock out, and y'all sound great. Y'all sound great together.
For sure. That was one of the first things I noticed about him was his voice and just like that deep baritone sound, and I fucked with it. So
very
I thought,
unique. Yes.
Very unique. Very unique vocal tone, and that was one of the reasons he liked me as well. I think was he hit me up and he's like, "Yo, your voice." Like when I heard the LRP track, everyone was dope, but your voice stood out, or whatever. Like I had like a voice for hip hop or something. We just we just like both, because we both look at like hip hop just like yourself. Obviously, we all look at hip hop from a more sonic musical perspective. It's not just the technicalities of rhyming. It's your vocal tone. It's how you approach the mic. It's all that shit, right? It's all how it sounds is the biggest to me. So that was something we put on right away. We both have a love for like lush, beautiful, soulful production and stuff. So that was one thing that a lot of don't like lyricists that I fuck with. We didn't always agree on beats when we were collaborating and stuff, because I'm more into like the artful, soulful kind of jazzy shit, the Jay Dillas, the Mad Libs, that kind of side of production. And a lot of people like that.
Go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I love that shit. So me and Eddie got along on that tip. On the musical side, we just clicked. Same with me and you. As soon as we started working together, ever since I got into music, I've always wanted to make neo soul. I wanted to produce a whole neo soul record. I have done that. It just never came out with an artist, Jessica, amazing singer. So that'll come out at some point. But that's something I always wanted to do. And so when I connected with you and I connected with Eddie, and we all kind of had the same view of hip hop and soul music and how it all blends, it was just smooth and natural and organic.
We'll have to and Eddie had actually hit me up about with the Underground. So shout out Underground Soul Park, the first album, and I'm thankful for being on that. I'm thankful for being on that. That's incredible. Y'all go peep that Underground Soul. B1 Architect, Eddie Jones, incredible. And he hit me up about the Soul Part 2. And I honestly, it's nothing. It's nothing for me. Like we have a bond and a camaraderie. I'm there, but I actually told him, I said like, yo, I gotta, some of the personal things I got going on, but it's like, man, I need to really lock in on some things that personally I need to do. It's no damn, you already know. But then, and then to the outsiders looking in, boom, out of nowhere, Can I Say comes out, but that happened. That happened, but I'm definitely there. I'm definitely there in more ways than you know. But that record that you're talking about, I would love to, you producing more neo soul or soul music, whatever. I love to definitely in the future, man. You and I don't want to do something. I'm definitely trying to hone in. Well, I ain't say try. I'm honing in on stuff I need to do, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I don't look at it like, oh man, I ain't motherfucking man. It's a blessing that people actually want me to be a part of their records and stuff. But I know that It's things that I need to do. I need to get off my chest. That is, for people that want to hear some things. So, but yeah, man, we definitely, man, we definitely need to do that though. Because I'm ready.
Absolutely.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. May not seem like it, but I am.
No, I got you, bro. And even with Underground Soul too, depending on how long it takes us to actually put it all together, there's always going to be a spot available for you when you have the time. So that's always an option.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. And truth be told, for y'all, I'm always going to have the time. To be honest, for y'all, I'm always going to have the time because y'all my people. But it's kind of like my boss told me, doing what I do, like I'm dealing with some serious like stuff I need to get worked on my body.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I feel like you're never gonna walk away until I just pull you away. And that's kind of how it was with this situation where it's like, I'm gonna keep doing it because I said multiple times, like, man, I need to chill so I can do my shit. And I keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. So, but just know, and I hope this means something, that I got you. I got you. I got Eddie. I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? If I maneuver a certain way, it ain't man, fuck these motherfuckers, man. I ain't never that. Y'all my people.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
No worries, bro.
Straight up. But B. What's next, man? What's next with the architect?
So what's next? Next week I got my second single dropping off a record with this Ohio MC named Mantis. He's a real dope kind of eclectic MC from Ohio.
I've seen the dude.
Yeah. We dropped
he wears glasses.
Glasses. He's got like the dreads and shit. Yeah, he's got a whole look.
Yeah, dope. Yeah.
He's a real good dude. Really dope lyricist, and we get along musically as well on a different tip because he comes from a background similar to me where he really appreciates metal and progressive rock as well as hip hop.
Okay.
And so we've chopped it up, and the album we made together is more like sonically kind of experimental, and I produced the entire record, which is a big for me because I like, as of recent, almost everything I've been putting out, I've been collaborating with other producers. So this record that we're working on is entirely produced by me. We're dropping the second single next week, and then we're going to try and roll out the album in January. And then following that, I got a project with my man from LRP, Philly Rags, that's been in the vault for fucking 2-3 years. That's full of amazing stuff. Full of great stuff that I want to get out there. So I just got to polish that up a bit, put that out. And then following that, we got the Underground Soul 2 with Eddie that's going to come out. So I got a big 2024 to deal with and look forward to as well. Also, shout out my man from Vancouver, Scythe. We've been working on
Scythe. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have connected before, but we had a few records. We had a few records we dropped.
We talk. Scythe.
Yeah, he's dope. And we decided to put together a project as well. It's not really an official announcement yet because we still got a few records to work on and all that. But that's something 2024 will hold as well. So I got at least 4 or 5 albums I got to roll out, plus my bi-weekly singles. So you're going to be seeing a lot of me, whether you like it or not.
There you go. Look, I think I told you this before. What I would love to see, and this even, well, I'm definitely gonna be shit. I was actually trying to set up something with some people, even in my condition, but definitely when I get my surgery and everything, I would love to see more live performances from you and Eddie. You know what I'm saying? I want to see. Yeah. I want to see that.
That is something we
personally. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm being selfish on my own, you know what I'm saying? But I would love to see that because the people, one thing about that, and you know, like I know, um, we can be in the lab all day, and the lab is a beautiful thing, but being in front of those people and feeling the connection and just getting that shit
Right.
out in front of people, that's another thing, you know.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, that's something that I haven't done enough of in my career so far, because being the kind of perfectionist type, when you're in the lab, right, it's a completely different experience. You can, if I fuck up anything, I
Yeah,
hop back in there and fix it. If there's something with the mix, I tweak
yeah,
it. You know what I mean? So I've always been that kind of like
yeah.
composer mindset where everything's gotta like, I gotta tweak everything. It's gotta be perfect. So it's hard for me when I'm doing a
Mhm.
show sometimes to get out of my own head and just get in the energy and just enjoy it.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
I
yeah,
also
yeah.
I would say I have enough show experience where like once I actually get up there and once I start going, I'm good. But like the moments leading up to it, it's always like anxiety and stress and like, oh, it's got to be perfect and all this shit.
Oh
So
yeah,
I have a
yeah,
love hate
yeah.
relationship with shows where I always dread them, like going up into it. But then when I'm on the stage and people are reacting, like I'm having a great time. So it's like that love hate
You're
balance.
lost. Yeah,
I
yeah,
definitely got to do more of it. I got to do more of it for
yeah.
sure.
For sure, for sure. And you get lost in the moment. You get lost in the moment, and it's like it's a blur. It's a
It
blur.
is.
It's a blur.
Yeah, it is.
I say for my yeah, I say for myself, um, like when I perform, I'm all yeah. I, I make my personal eye contact with certain people, and I really do that just just, just to see, just to feel them, because I'm gonna
Right.
do what I gotta do. But then and then too, yeah, and like if I'm in a spot where like it's like a crowd, and this has always
Yeah.
been my thing. I will sing or rhyme over top of the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. That's
Number
dope. Yeah.
one, yeah, number one, whether you rhyming or singing or you DJing or whatever, you have to do that for yourself first, and you don't want to
Right.
let yourself down. You know what I'm saying? And I say
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
right here: well, one of the performances, well, every performance I seen you was great. That when you said your rhyme on damn, y'all was, it looked like y'all was in a library or something. You said
Oh
that
yeah.
damn
Yeah.
your rhyme, man, your rhyme for damn the recipe. That
Yeah.
motherfucker was spotless, bro. It was like seamless.
Thank you, bro. And that was the most comfortable I've ever been at a show, and that was because that was at the record shop, so that was like kind of the tiny desk style of like
Okay,
we,
okay,
it was super dope. It's the most fun I've ever had doing a show because we were just in this record shop. We set up speakers and the audio and DJ and everything, and we had maybe 25 people in there, which isn't that many, but it felt busy because it's a small little shop, right? So it was like
yeah,
this very intimate performance. Um, and yeah, that one was fun because I could actually fucking hear myself. That's the number one
yeah,
thing I struggle with when I'm performing is like mic feedback and like the audio is like when I can't hear
yeah,
myself, it's
yeah,
really hard to get into that vocal tone where it's like where you're hitting it just like you would
yeah.
on a record. But in the record
Exactly.
store in a small venue where the sound was really good and I could hear everything, I'm able to perform it like I'm just on the mic at home. So it's perfect. It sounds like identical to the actual song. So I really
You,
like those. I like those small venues, man. That's my vibe. Sorry, I think
you
lagged out a little bit there.
killed it, bro. You killed it. Like I
Thank you.
say,
Yeah.
I appreciate you for many things, man. And one thing for sure is that you are definitely a student. You're a student of the game, and you take your craft like very seriously. And I applaud you for that, man. And like I say, there's a lot of records that's going to come out, and I can't wait for people to hear you. It's the same B1, But this is another B1 that people can feel on the Can I Say record. That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah, you killed it, bro. But brother,
Thank you.
I just want to say, man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm not not just doing a conversation or interview with somebody that I just found off the street. Hey, I got done. No, this guy, man. We brought together and we actually had a chance to chop it up. We actually had a chance to chop it up. We were trying to put this together for a second, and it came together. It came together really nice, man. So thank you,
I
brother.
agree. It's been a great conversation. Appreciate you having me, man. Anytime too. I could come back sometime and we'll chat.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure chatting with you.
You're welcome, bro. Yes, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. This my platform is is open to you. Whenever you have something that you want to say, you want to get out. I say I talk to artists. Real food. I said that there's real food in everything, and the food is that, whether good or bad, you can get something from that. I've always been that dude that I love my bros, but if my bros are doing some fucked up shit, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I mean, you know how we do. No, I'm be like, no, that shit was fucked up, dog. It's about life. It's about life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I'm not here to leave. Yeah, and it's about life and it's about balance, but we're not perfect. I'm not here to tell you you should eat this, you should do that. Life is about balance, man. I'm not gonna send you down a road to destruction if I can help to keep you from that road to destruction. So, it's beautiful, man. I thank you so much, man, for coming back, man. We figured this out, man. We figured you got the camera working. Yeah, you wasn't too tired after doing them 3,000 push-ups on top of the bus. And
yeah, no, honestly, look, just to touch on, sorry to cut you off.
No, you good. You good.
I was saying, sorry to touch on that briefly. Like that's a whole other. I could do a whole podcast talking about my fucking struggles with like weight loss and weight gain and shit. Because I went from, I don't know if you met me or we started talking when I was really big, but I was like, back when LRP first came out, I was like 325, 330 pounds.
Oh yeah. You
big fucking boy, bro. I was huge. So and
yeah.
And then growing up, I was in shape. I played AAA baseball. I played like all Ontario sports and all this shit, basketball, football. So I was in shape growing up. As soon as I got out of high school, once exercise isn't part of your like just daily routine, and I just immediately started gaining weight. So I drank a lot. I was alcoholic at one point. Yeah. So I got really big, and then I when COVID hit a couple of years ago, I lost 110 pounds and got down to like 210, 215. I was in the best shape of my life. Felt amazing, looked great. But then it's hard to maintain that discipline. So I gained back like 40, 50. So now I'm at the point where I'm in between my worst and my best shape, and I'm trying to get back to where I was.
Yeah.
But yeah, the message of that story is, man, don't fucking let it go. Don't wait till you're having heart problems and diabetes shit to deal with it. Anybody who struggles with that shit,
get
on it today, get on it yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it doesn't have to be extreme. It just be incremental, like you said, like those baby steps. Maybe cut out a little bit
at a time.
Replace something, eat something a little bit healthier. Add walks in instead of running. Something easy to start. But yeah, that discipline takes you places. So that's what I'm trying to reestablish is that discipline and keep myself moving in the right direction. So with music and with my health and everything. So I appreciate you hitting me up to chat. It's been a great chat, man.
Bro, you know what? I'm so glad that you felt comfortable in saying that to us. Because you're not by yourself. You're not by yourself at all. You're not by yourself when it comes to that. And I would like to extend to you in the future
Yeah.
for us to come back together and talk about that, because trust me, bro. Trust me, man. Um, we're all a work in progress.
Yeah.
We're all a work in progress, bro. We're all a work. And what you're saying, bro, is man, that look, we done had a lot of great conversation throughout this hour and 20 minutes, man. And that right there might be like one of the highlights right there, man. You and man, you express yourself, man. I think a lot of people that listen, they're gonna feel that too, bro. We deal with a lot out here, man. We go up, we go down, but the main thing is getting back up and keep going, bro. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing, bro. That's what you're doing. We all can be better, man. We all can be better.
100%. 100%.
Man, that's powerful, B. B, that's powerful, dog. That's
Appreciate that.
powerful, dog. You took, yeah, you gave me chills. You gave me chills just now, bro. That was something that I needed to hear, bro. Thank you. Thank you for that, bro. Real.
No problem, man. Applies to everything in life, man. Just have to
Yes, sir.
establish motivation, discipline, keep yourself going. It's the only way. Only way, man. It's gonna be hard either way, but
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Life is about balance, man. Man, I'm asking you this, man. How's your lady doing, man?
Oh, she's great. I think she's probably getting hungry. Probably starting to make dinner right now over in the other room, or waiting for me to make. I'm usually the cook in the house. So.
Okay. Oh, you cook. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got that in common.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Hey, man. I brought her up because I seen y'all interactions. How you love your lady, man, and that's a beautiful thing, man. And like I say, man, love is the most powerful thing ever, man. And when you find a great, hold on to it, man. And yeah. It inspires us, man. It inspires us. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is good, man. Thank you for everything, my man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. And we got some topics for the next podcast, fucking cooking and working out and all this shit. So we got lots to talk about.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. You coming back, bro. You coming back. I can't wait, man. Ladies and gentlemen, to anybody that got this far in this podcast, man, the one and only, man. Canada's own, man. The world's own. B1 Architect, man. I appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace, homie. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Man, yo. Man, what can I say, man? That's wow. I appreciate you, B. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. We're gonna talk soon, man. Yo, it's been a past couple days, been beautiful, man. Shout out Master A. Shout out my man B1 Architect. Give you a quick dessert, man. I'm gonna get on out of here and get back to my life. It's my day off tomorrow, so that's a beautiful thing. Yo, man. Like I talked about, life is about balance. Life is about balance. Most of us are not balanced, including myself. We do some things that's pretty cool, pretty good, and everything, but a lot of stuff is out of whack. And I'm the type person where, I'm not naive. Like I can stop today of doing some of the things that I do and eating the way that I do, and be like perfect in the sense of, what's perfect. And I croak the next day. But I don't use that as like my excuse to not do it. We're all going to have to do better. And I say that to myself first. We're all going to have to do better. We need balance. And when it comes to balance, balance is just that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we'll ever be like, we can be close to being balanced out. But if we're like that, like way up, messed up, problem, try to even it out as much as we can. Appreciate B1 expressing himself at the end, because they gave me I had something I was going to talk about in the dessert section. That right there, what he said, it took that away to say that, balance in life, man. Let's do better as much as we can. We're not perfect. This podcast, Real Food Podcast, is not about being perfect. It's not about you should do this, you should do that. But it is about having balance in what you do. Balance in what you do. I'll leave you this. This is for people who in relationships with their partners or whatever. And it's for people, they have family, friends, and all that. Definitely for your partners. Let's give these partners the best of us, not what's left of us. Real food. Real food. Real food. Real food.